Hiya, and welcome back to Dawn Chorus, the game that teaches us that Arvo, please, get Rune to just lay down and take a nap. Because if you don't do it, then I will, and I can't guarantee that I won't use explosives. So let's just hop right in. It's so nice here! Blake walks a few steps behind us, enchanted, eyes clinging to every building we pass. The smaller towns here are always charming. People here really care about how they look. Oh, Rune, how did it go with the project yesterday? He looks cheerful, but something in his voice, quieter and more unsure today, makes me feel like there's something wrong. I left it as is. Maybe I'll get back to it today with some fresh ideas. So here we are. This is it. Through narrow streets lined with colorful houses, some brick, some wooden, we've made our way from the center of the heart of an even livelier but cozier district, full of cafes and small stores. I love it. I have to go out here later and get lost in all the winding alleys and squares. Makes me think of some magical medieval fantasy, something straight out of a computer game almost. Oh, it looks quite unassuming. I was afraid it'd be a snobbish place. Snobbish? Why would it be? Tea has that sort of connotation. And suddenly the smell of cooking reaches us, the mouth-watering aroma of garlic, tomatoes, and spices. So many of them and in such high intensity that my nose can't pick them apart. My stomach reacts with a sharp pang of hunger. Once again reminding me how empty it is. Oh, it smells heavenly! It really does. Are we coming in? Any objections? None! Now get him before I collapse from hunger! One by one we enter, Rune closing the door. The inside is dim and hushed, the smell of tea and incense, a stark contrast from the cardamom and cumin we smelled outside. The muted sounds of a bustling kitchen float from behind a wooden door at the back of the shop. Behind the counter is a yak wearing a linen shirt, his large posture partially obscuring shelves with a dizzying amount of teas, just rows and rows of tins and bags. Borger. No, don't eat Rune. Don't eat Rune. No, don't eat Rune, because then who will have the deer hands? Plus, I've actually had deer meat. It actually wasn't that bad. It's been a while, like almost a decade. Oh fuck, it's been a decade, but I have had deer meat. It's kind of tough, but still pretty good. Was my favorite thing in the world. Definitely wasn't as good as a burger. Borger. But it's not that bad, actually. I might be a sociopath. Anyways. So warm, finally! I'm just gonna... So warm! Finally! I'm not gonna try that. I'm sorry. Uh... It's so creamy! There you go. I don't know how to pronounce these. I don't know, and I feel bad.
Self-voicing enabled. Team Master, God Determined Dog. Rune, God Determined Dog. Bestiler 6 her LRVED Bordet. Team Master, Pa Bordet. Dagens Redder Star Patoflen her board. Rune, ATAC.
Guys, today's dishes are on the board over there and we can order at the table. I glance at the board, but I don't recognize any of the names, even though it's in both English and Norwegian and some other language I don't know. Chana dal, okra, roti, kitri. No, none of these ring a bell. I guess I'll just ask Rune. Only a few dithith, that's always a good sign. Do you have a table for the four of us? Oh yes, we have a few left in the main room. Sit down and I'll bring you the menus. God ettermiddag. They're good day, I think. I don't know, when I was studying Tagalog, I definitely cannot speak it, but when I was studying it, according to the thing, there was a phrase for good lunchtime. It was, this is the only phrase that I remember from it. Magandang tangali. And I don't know what it means. From what I understand, it means good lunchtime, but I could be wrong. I hope I'm not wrong and that I didn't just offend people, but that was based on what I learned. I failed that class. Sit down and I'll bring you the menus. Thank you. 1 menu in Norwegian, 3 in English. No, I'm so sorry. 2 in Norwegian, please. The main room is big and still mostly full. This place is quite obviously popular with the locals still, with people lounging around. Some drinking tea, a few with metal plates with rice and some curry. It feels quiet and cozy. No! No! Please, don't put me in the jar! Please don't put me in the jar! It smells like Leo Alvarez's body odor and bad decisions. Oh, that is even worse. Oh, it's full of mops today? Okay, then please put me in the jar. Lug a jar of raisin cookies? That is a crime against God? You are going to hell for that. Just kidding. I don't know what the hate for raisin cookies is. Oh, it means good morning. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that. I don't know what it means. I probably failed that class. That was what the program said. The program said it meant good lunchtime. That is what the program said. So, thank you for clarifying that. Thank you so much. But still, I don't get the hate that raisin cookies get. I don't get the hate of them. They're not the best choice. However, would you rather have raisin cookies with chocolate in it or no cookies? That's what I thought. We find a table at the opposite side. At a window facing a small square with a fountain covered in snow. Before we sit down, I quickly snap a pic of it through the window, pressing the lens to the window pane. Cosmic Brownies Solo. You are so correct. You are so fucking correct. See, as a certified fat ass, Cosmic Brownies are fucking delicious. Especially if you eat the whatchamacallit, the fucking, little candies on them. They are so good. Like, if you eat the candies first and then the brownie. You know what, just for that, I'm gonna make chocolate chip cookies later. Here you are. The yak guide drops us 4 menus with a wide smile, heading back to the counter. They seem nice. Very. I wonder where they're from. They had quite a heavy accent. The shirt makes me think of Nepal, but maybe they just bought it for the effect. Fits the place, certainly. Okay, I'll share some cookies with the chat. I'll give you the fucking cookie spirits. I'll give you the cookie spirits. You can have some. Remind me to bake more than 8. I will bake more than 8 and I will share. Do not lick the fucking cookie dough. Please. I'm gonna make more than 8 cookies.
It's time to drink water.
I'm going to share them.
It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water.
And then after I boil myself alive,
It's time to drink water.
I really like it here, by the way. I haven't been in any playthrough like this one my whole life. Like this? You mean a tea house? Well, yeah, but the atmosphere here is so cozy. It's nice that you can sit on the floor of some of these tables. I better try that next time. Oh yeah, that's one of the nicest features of the tea house. That experience is definitely not for everyone. I tried to convince Devin to give it a shot once. He refused to go out to eat with me for a week afterwards. Oh, This place isn't cheap. Not the tea selection, at least. I grabbed the menu. Turns out to be more of a book. There's pages and pages and pages of all the kinds of tea and infusions and drinks. Most of them I don't even know, let alone the individual teas listed. I guess I'll have to ask Rune about these too. And indeed, the prices are rather high. A teapot of any green tea costs so much as a whole dinner. So, do you know what you guys want? No. First time in a tea house? Yeah, and the names of the dishes seemed very cryptic too. I see. From what I saw, they serve complete meals here, so you get rice and roti. That's a sort of whole grain flatbread, a vegetable dish, and a dal of your choice. Dal is a dish from legumes that goes together with the main vegetable one. They had an okra curry and aloo gobi. That's potatoes and cauliflower and a tomato sauce. I'd recommend the latter, but not everyone finds okra palatable. Though personally, I'm a fan. And they have only one dal today or ran out of the others. Chana's chickpeas. Everything sounds great. I'm not really sure what to order. Maybe we could go with okra curry. I've had okra before and liked it. I want both! But you're taking okra already. I'll get aloo gobi and try the okra from you. One bite. What? One. I already chose my dish, so I'm going through the never-ending list of teas, looking for anything I would recognize. About the teas, anything you'd recommend? Lake, I will get anything for you. I will do anything for you. Lake, my beloved. Those are nice. They're somewhere between black and green teas, usually with whole leaves. Tightly rolled in small balls. Their tastes range from flowery and subtle to milky or buttery, or even roasted and woody. You can brew them many times, sometimes up to like 6, and still have a lot of flavor in each brew. So you can get more than one brew of these here. We'll get the chocolate milk. Yeah, look here, the number of teapots next to the price of the amount of brews they serve each tea. If you've never been to a tea house before, then I suggest we take a few different types of each one and share them. Sounds perfect, yes. Okay, so how about 1 green tea, 1 oolong, and 1 black? I'm curious about this one. Which one haven't we done? I am drinking a Coke. While talking about tea, the only tea that I have is alcoholic tea. Coke. Coca-Cola. The shit that used to have cocaine in it in the 1800s. And the only tea that I do have is alcoholic tea, and I'd rather not drink that. Because I don't want to become an alcoholic. Well, I think it got its name because it's, all tea counts. If it's boiled leaf water, then it counts. If it's leaf juice, then it counts. Is it leaf juice? Is your iced tea leaf juice? Then it's tea. We're gonna go with the pu'er. I point out at the menu. At the category I don't recognize at all. Pu'er. What are these? Are you ready to order? Yes, thank you. I'll take the Jin Shuang Oolong, this Pu Air, Gyokuro, and maybe Darjeeling Autumnal? We only have first and second flush at the moment, I'm sorry. First flush then, please. And I'll take the set with okra curry. For me, a set with aloo gobi. Same for me. And I will take a set with okra curry. Okay, thank you. Is that all? Yes, thank you. So, how did you like today's lectures? The lectures were absolutely fantastic. I don't know where they found them, but I haven't heard anyone talk about science this passionately. You could feel that it's their whole life. I like the one about the future of space exploration. The lecturer has such a soft voice, and the seats in that lecture hall were so comfortable. I think that was the only one during which I managed to fall asleep. They were nice, but I wish they provided some food during the break. I didn't know I was supposed to bring my own snacks. There, the dinner is almost here. Here's your food. The same guy comes back holding a huge tray, and on it 4 metal dishes, each with a huge heap of food on it. Then the smell reaches us, mouth-watering and so delicious. Of spices, fresh chili and ginger, of coconut and fresh bread. As Rune said, each plate put before us has 2 different dishes. A mound of rice, some red sauce, a cucumber salad, and then a flat, round bread, dark in color. I'll bring your teas in 10 minutes. Please enjoy the food in the meantime. Haper dex macaire. Wow. That's a lot. It looks so good! I take a spoonful of the curry and try just a bit, worrying it might be too spicy. But no, it's delicate and full of flavor, but totally mild. Oh, this is good! Oh yeah, the dal is just perfect! Jorgen? Can I have my bite? Go ahead. Oh! I think I don't like okra. It's slimy. It's slimy! Well, I warned you. Good thing I got the potato curry. It's really delicious. This really is a nice place. Now, I wish you had something similar in Anslo, serving both food and tea. And if they'd have a scene here, that would easily be the nicest spot I've ever been in. A scene? Yeah, they could invite bands to play traditional music to play live in the evenings. Wouldn't that be cool? I don't know how many traditional bands are here. Can't be too many. But yeah, live music is the best. Do you go to concerts often? A lot, yeah. I have a few favorite spots. I've even played in a few. What? You're in a band, or are you playing solo? And haven't you mentioned it before? It's more of a project than a regular band. We don't have rehearsals. We meet on the stage whenever a venue wants to host us, and play whatever we feel like in the moment, which is usually industrial or noise. We're regulars at one venue in the industrial district. It's anarchist-led and lets us play once a month. It's a lot of fun. That sounds awesome! What other bands play there? Lately, it's mostly shoegaze and chillwave. The latter seems to be going through a revival, and the former is always popular. It's the easiest thing to play if you're an alternative kid and grab a guitar. I like it usually. That's really cool. You have to give me the address. I never really dived into the local music scene. Try to find an entry point. You just have to look for posters. We always hang a few around the city. And find the time to go there. But I'll try going when you're playing at least. If I don't have practice then. Appreciated. Are you thinking about the... that is a word. The Kulturgenoplivincius. I think that's how you pronounce it. I probably butchered it. Yeah, that one. I took you there a few times, right? Just once. It was a cool place. I loved the atmosphere. But I didn't really like the band. It's a toss-up with the local bands. Most of them are playing on a proper scene for a crowd for the first or second time. I like live music. I like the energy, the atmosphere, the sound systems, the interaction with the band, the social aspect of it. Even if the bands aren't great, it's still an experience. I guess. I like concerts mostly for the music itself. You know, social, interactive, and fun? Karaoke. That's the most fun you could possibly have. I'm happy there's so many in Anslo. I never get bored of them. Do you think there might be one here? Likely, yeah, but they always open in the late evening. There's no chance we'd find one this early. Yeah, right. And here are your teas. The timing is great. We're mostly done with the food already. This is Gyokuro. We're sharing off 4, you can put them anywhere. Great choice. So, this pot is Darjeeling, the blue one is Jinshuang, and this one is a Man-Long Pu'er. Huh. What's with that name? The fuck is the joke? The fuck is the joke? Hang on. Hang on. I gotta Google this. I feel like it's a joke or something, but I'm probably wrong. This one is a Man-Long Pu'er. Huh, what's with that name? Rune chose this one on purpose, didn't he? Thank you! If these are already brewed, when you want your second brews, please ring this bell. And away he goes, leaving us with 4 teapots and 4 small vessels that I imagine are their versions of teacups. Small and conical, plain and with no handle. Huh, these are fancy! Which one should we start with? I'd say let's start with the least oxidized, so Gyokuro first. Rune grabs the teapot, and one smooth motion later, 3 of our vessels are full. Exactly. Exactly, cats, exactly. I grab my cup and lift it to my nose. The aroma is honestly plain weird. I don't even know what to compare it to. Huh, this doesn't smell like tea. More like broccoli. I take a sip, and the taste is definitely not what I expected. It's vegetable-y and strong without any hint of bitterness, but very savory. The broccoli comparison seems apt. What is this? This is the strongest green tea I know. It's plenty funky. I think I make it by shading the plants. It's one of the most expensive kinds. This is delicious. Glad you think so. It's a bit too weird for me. I can see myself getting used to it eventually, though. I don't think I'll finish mine. Anyone want some? Of course, I love this. Not a fan of green tea? If they taste like this, definitely not. Most are easier to like. You might give some sencha a chance sometime. At the next one then. This one is an oolong, Jinshuan. It has a milky aroma and tastes a bit buttery. Buttery, huh? This should be interesting. I lift my cup with a dose of uncertainty. I lift it to my nose, and the last night I spent in Rune's room cuddled up to him comes to my mind instantly. It is interesting, but I don't know if it's good. I like it, it's creamy. I like it, it's creamy. You don't feel it? Feel what? This smells like a person. That scent of clean skin, fresh out of the shower underneath the fur. It's a pleasant scent, but it's really uncanny. Huh, it really does. Not at all, what are you talking about? Huh, you're right. But I take a sip. Honestly, this is very nice. No vegetable notes, just butter and slight sweetness. The taste is rather delicate but pleasing. But still, it's great, much better than that green one. I like them both, I couldn't really choose. They brew them really nicely here, they're not too burnt or too weak. It's the worst when a cafe has high quality teas and just butchers them with awful brewing. Okay, now Darjeeling. Finish your cups and I'll pour you some. I finish the rest in one gulp. It rolls off my tongue nicely, leaving a rich, milky aftertaste. Is this like infused with milk or... Oh no, it's not infused with anything. This variety just tastes like that. This is definitely the weirdest tea I've ever tried. Now try this one. It's black tea, but very different from usual packaged stuff. Let's see. The smell reminds me of leaves mostly, which makes sense. Tea is leaves after all. But the taste is very light and pleasant, very fresh despite this being a black tea. I was afraid it'd be too strong, but it's good. And with all black tea tasted like this. For a black tea, it's great. If all black teas tasted like this, I'd switch from coffee. You can find good ones for cheap. It doesn't have to be Darjeeling to be good. I can always send you links to some good ones later if you want. Why not? I can check them out. I don't think my budget can afford another hobby, though. What's the other? Right, photography. Sorry. Yeah, the cost of film and instant photos is killing me. Honestly, I was thinking of just switching to all digital, but it doesn't scratch the same itch. I just like analog photography. I think I get it. At least with the tea, you're spending money on something that's actually good for you and makes you feel nice, unlike with alcohol. But yeah, it can't be good for the wallet, but then what hobbies are? You can get into making music in a DAW, though I think that's way less fun than doing stuff live. Or what film? Or thing. You don't need any influence other than yourself for that. What-da-da-da. Classic version. Exactly. I lean back in my seat, soft cushions like a cloud underneath me. Only now do I notice the music playing, very quiet and meditative. You know, this is really nice, sitting here and drinking tea, I mean. I see the appeal now. Something about this has an otherworldly quality, as if time is functioning differently here, detached from the world outside the window. There's one more tea to try already. We nod, and Rune pours just a bit, enough for 2 sips, into each of our cups. The tea is very dark in color, darker than black tea, even. I lift it to my nose again. It smells like earth or clay, something dug up from the ground. Huh. I don't think I like how it smells. Oh, that's a heavy smell. Makes me think of a cellar. But I drank pu'ers before. I know what to expect. A small cautious sip. It's fine, just terribly heavy. Oh my, I think just this 1 cup will be enough for me. That's too heavy for me, definitely. Sorry. Well, definitely, but I'll finish it. It's not terrible. So, which one to pour you next? And we died. R.I.P. I feel dizzy. Huh? Everything alright? Yeah, just too much tea, I think. I knew tea had caffeine, but I didn't know how much, and apparently it's a lot. I don't feel much. Maybe you're not used to drinking caffeine. But it was worth it. It was a nice experience being there. I really chilled out. It was good to have something like this after a few hours of lectures. Wind ruffles the fur on my head, cool and fresh, blowing from the sea. Looking around, everything seems more colorful and sharp now, beautiful in the evening light and sunlight. Yeah, I feel that too. That and the caffeine kicking in. I hope I'll be able to sleep tonight. By the way, what are your plans? I'm asking because I want to visit a local art space, and we'd have to turn left here to reach it. I hope to watch the sunset from the coast, and it's not that close to the west of the island, so I better start going there now. Sunset sounds lovely, and I wanted to see the coast too. Great! So, we see each other again at the bus? Later then. Have fun. See you later! And we're left alone, standing in the empty alley. Eventide glow on our faces. How nice it feels, the ruffle of the leaves, the evening atmosphere, and the cold air, and the 2 of us, with this gorgeous town to explore. Rune's eyes meet mine for a moment before he looks away, and I remember this morning how we woke up in the same bed. His arm across my chest, the alarm woke us both, and Rune jumped out of bed looking away. We didn't talk about it, and he acted just like his usual self the whole day, but now that we're alone, he seems to be thinking of it too. But how is he feeling about it? Rune? Yeah? How are you feeling? After the news from yesterday, I mean. Well, not good. I wasn't prepared for that, but it's my fault for not working hard enough. I don't think that's the right takeaway. But it's not the end of the world. I'll see how it goes once the season starts. Maybe I'll get to play a lot, just not from the start of the game. I nod. There's nothing I could add, really. By the way, thank you for yesterday. If I'd have stayed alone, I'd have just keep thinking about it all night. I was happy to be there. If you need that again, just tell me. I chuckle, but I can't be sure if he'll understand that as a joke or as an actual offer. I'm not sure which one it is myself. Thanks. So this way, we should be there in 15 minutes. If I were to open a place like this, I'd like it to be the outside of the city center. Somewhere more quiet and less commercial, off the beaten path. If you want to make a community, it makes much more sense to target local people than tourists. Right, and the rent would for sure be lower. I imagine the prices in the center have to be outrageous. I don't really know. I didn't do that much research, but that's probably true. And after the closing hours, I could invite friends over for some private events. That's the coolest part, I think. Quite, yeah. A private bar. Now I really hope he starts his own place. We leave the town and walk through a barrier of greenery. When we turn right, the wide coast opens before us. The smell of sea and the gentle breeze, water undulating, and the towering mountains behind them, stretching in both directions like edges of a crater, all hit me at once. Oh. And the sunset sky, stained orange and pink, reflected in the sea, distorted into splotches of color on the peaks and valleys of waves. My paw reaches into the bag for the camera by itself, and I snap a picture of just what's ahead of me. No regards to composition paid. Great! Only then do I take a look around. The town is just behind the trees, but here on the dirt path, we're surrounded by nature. A handful of people stroll along the coast, most dressed in black, looking at the horizon in silence. Left or right? If we go left, we'll make it back to the town eventually. So we turn and go left, both quiet and the nature around us demanding full attention. Living by the coast is absolutely the best. Don't you live by the coast in Anslo? I remember you mentioning that. Close to it, but the coast in Anslo is all concrete plus some trees and pots. I like this place more. It's so quiet. I just realized that my fan was on this entire time. Could you all hear my fan? I just turned it off. But earlier, were you able to hear it? Yeah, no. I just realized that my fan was on and I forgot to turn it off. I'm sorry. But now it feels like we've left all sounds behind, and only our paws scrape against the dirt underneath. I see why. It would be nice to still live in Anslo, but somewhere further from the center. Somewhere where nature is all around. Untamed, not contained in pots and lawns. A house somewhere in the southwestern part. With a nice big kitchen and living room with windows facing south so I'd have sun all day. I can show you which place I was thinking of. I think there's a metro nearby, but that's definitely the most convenient option. Rune grabs his phone and opens the map, looking around. Not a flat? They're convenient, and living in the center has so many perks. I'm torn. Both are appealing for different reasons. I'll likely stay in a flat. It's less hassle, and I like having everything close by in walking distance. Yeah, same, though Anslo has such great public transport that you could get anywhere easily anyway. I guess. Oh, isn't that Lake? Indeed, ahead of us is Lake and Jorgen walking in our direction. Lake is carrying a linen bag and seems to be very excited about something, a wide grin adorning his face. Hey! He waves with his other paw, jogging towards us. Hey there. Hey, I got something for you! Oh, I got it, look here. Rune shows me his phone, finger pointing at a neighborhood at the very coast. Same time, Lake takes out a paper box from his bag and shoves it towards Rune. His paw colliding with Rune's and sending the phone flying. God damn it, Lake. Like in a comedy, the phone flies in a low arc, all three of us looking at it in a daze, and lands in the sea with a single heavy splash. Rune stares at the sea blankly, his arms still outstretched and paw open. A Fane! Then he runs towards the water, hooves scraping at the gravel and sand. He fishes the phone out of the water and shakes it. It's sending droplets everywhere, returning to the shore with his trousers soaked. Is it working? I don't know, it's so wet. He wipes it on his jeans before clicking the side button, and then a few times more. No. Oh, fuck, Rune, I'm so sorry. I have no idea how this happened. It happens, don't worry. He doesn't look at us, though. His voice is completely flat, just like his tail, glued to his leg. Maybe you could put it in rice and absorb the moisture? You have rice, maybe? No. It wasn't waterproof? I thought most phones are now. No, I got something budget-friendly. I don't need an expensive phone, and if I'd break it, I wouldn't regret it as much. So I guess it came in handy now, at least. I just wanted to give you a cardamom bun. I bought a bun at the bakery. Thanks. Maybe it's still repairable. Maybe. I'd like to try at least. Can't even take out the battery. Now they're just built in and not replaceable. Hey, what did I just miss? Nothing important. Let's continue. We should be back at the parking soon. Huh? Everything all right? Yes, let's go. And we continue along the shore in silence, now heavy with words unspoken. Rune tries to look cheerful, but his tail betrays his mood, and Lake looks down at his paws the whole time. Both me and Jorgen stay quiet, sensing that Rune doesn't need distractions, but rather some time to process his loss. Maybe the phone had a sentimental value to him or something? I'd like to help him, but I don't know how. So I walk along, here for him if he needs to talk. Strap your seatbelts, please. We're leaving in a moment. The bus doors close with a hiss followed by the engine's low rumble, like a beast waking to life. Everyone's in, and without any delays, the vehicle starts. Soon we're out of town, back in the woods. Rune is looking out the window at the thick cover of clouds draped across the gloomy sky. Against their gray backdrop, his face reflects in the window pane, expressionless and distant. Looking forward to being back in the guest house? How about a visit to the sauna once we're there? I met with silence only. Is there anything I can do? I want to help, but I'm afraid I'll only make things worse by pressing. I feel sorry for him. Not having a phone isn't just an inconvenience. It's like losing a limb. You don't have, like, a backup phone or anything you could use now? It's not about the phone. Huh? What's it about, then? I had all my demos on it. All the songs I was working on, all the tabs for them, all the newest recordings. I remember when I last did a backup, it was before summer. Oh. That is worse. A phone is just a phone, a replaceable tool, but your own work? How much did you have recorded on it? I don't even know. I recorded things so I don't have to remember them. And you don't remember any of the things you were working on? Remember the ones I tried to put into a shape lately, as they think I do. That's far from even a quarter of them. It's months of my work flushed away into the sea. Can't find any words that would make the situation better, so I try to comfort him the best way I know how. I lean on him and drape my arm around him, pulling him close into a hug. Hang on, does he get closer? No, he doesn't. He tenses up, then relaxes, leaning back on me with a deep sigh, like an instant pot releasing all its built-up pressure. The scenery strolls behind the window, the land unraveling, and, holding each other, we feel the forest and the snow enveloping us in an embrace of their own. Time stretches forward as the road before us, slow and droning. But eventually I feel some hesitation in Rune. He pulls back, smiling, but in his voice there's still a hint of sadness. Thanks.
It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water. It's time to drink
Why did I
water.
make that redeem?
It's time to drink water.
It's good to be back. You didn't want to go back. It was good being in the town, too. There's still tomorrow. We could make some plans together again if you'd like to. Sounds like a good idea. Tomorrow, though. Sure. See you at supper, then? See ya. Rune deflates again, the mask of a smile slipping off his tired face. He looks a good few years older than yesterday. Tired. Just fed up with things. It'd be rad if anything went well. 2 awful days in a row. Oh, it wasn't all that bad, come on. Being benched and then losing your artistic work, that's a lot for 2 days, especially for someone as dedicated as Rune. Hell, I'm awful at consoling people. I mean, it's rough. You shouldn't beat yourself up over it, though. None of it is your fault. I'd argue with that. It was great to sit together in the tea house, by the way. I really enjoyed it. If you'd like to go again tomorrow or in Anslow, I'd be down for it. And at least we're in a nice, comfortable guest house on a pretty cool camp. Things could be worse. I guess. It's nice that we have a swimming pool here. Actually, I think I'll go for a swim. I always feel good afterwards. A swim. Maybe I could use some activity, too? Maybe I'll join you. Thought about working on some photos, but I'll have time later for that. We stop before the door to Rune's room, the deer putting a paw on the metal handle. Feel free to join. Okay, I'll go to my room, drop off my stuff, and grab my swimming trunks. So, see you in the locker room in 5 minutes? Maybe 10, I'll rest for a bit first. Man, my room again. I missed it already, and the day seems so long. My body yearns to go straight to bed and lie down, face to the pillow, but I know I can't. I'll lie down now, fall asleep immediately, and wake up in 2 hours, groggy and dazed. So I drop my bags on the floor, take out my camera, and put it on the table next to my laptop. Ah, hell, I still have a lot of time. I open the laptop and plug the camera in to transfer the photos. Before 5 minutes pass, all the photos are on my hard drive. I take a quick stroll through them. It looks like it was a good haul. Got a few nice ones. But it's time to go. I grab a towel and swimming trunks and leave the room. I do not fucking trust it. The lake jump scare. Arvo! At the entrance to the lobby, I bump into Lake. Standing beside the panoramic window looking outside, I glance in the direction he was looking, but there's nothing unusual in the forest and mountains behind them. There are deep shades under his eyes. He looks tired, but foremost sad. What's up? Everything alright? No. Arvo, I ruined Rune's phone. I think I get him a new one, but I can't afford it. I didn't bring that up, and I'm thankful. It would kill me financially, but I feel so bad about this. What can I do? I've been looking for him to apologize again, but I want to repay him somehow. Poor Lake. It is his fault, but accidents happen. Only had good intentions. I have no heart to tell him why Rune was so sad about the phone. That would break him. Hey, it's okay. Rune isn't angry at you. It was an accident, and he doesn't blame you at all. I snuggle the lion closely. Like Rune, he's tense at first, but slowly relaxes and puts his arms around me in return. His flannel shirt is soft. All of him feels soft and vulnerable and very light. I can feel his ribs through the thick material. If you feel like you should, you can go to Rune and tell him how you feel. I'm sure he'll understand. He went to the swimming pool. You could catch him there or try later, though. In your place, I'd leave him alone for now and let him process things first. Thank you. And maybe I should, yeah. I'll try Thupper. I'm sure he'll be there. Good. How's your day in general? Maybe he'll cheer up if I distract him with something else. At the shore, he ran up to us all happy, so I'm sure the rest of his day must have been nice. Good! I was in a bar with Torolf and tried some nice beers. Torolf, huh? Thought you'd go somewhere with Jorgen. Jorgen went to some kind of gallery, didn't sound like my thing, and I agreed to go with Torolf earlier. I like spending time with him. Where are you going, by the way? I'll join Rune at the pool. I could use a swim. I feel so sleepy after today. Good luck! I'll go check on what Jorgen's up to. Poor Lion. I'm glad it wasn't me who knocked the phone into the sea. I'd pay for it, but I couldn't look Rune in the eyes again. There you are! Sorry I got caught up in something. Rune doesn't look a single bit bothered anymore, unlike Lake. Either he's so easy to rebound or so good at hiding his emotions, at least until they burst like yesterday. I moved to an open locker and began undressing myself. I haven't listened to much music today. If the day went differently, I'd have put on the headphones on the bus, but I had a gloomy stag to perk up. I love to listen to some nimble foxes now. They fit the pace. They fit this place so well. Or Perfume Prodigy. Oh, yeah. I haven't listened to him in a long time. Same with Washes, but I feel like listening to something unabashedly and shamelessly gay. Being here in this locker room with Rune, this seems the most fitting. The cover art for one of the early Perfume Prodigy albums pops into my mind, with bare-chested boys sitting on a bench, two of them linked by a piece of cloth. The cute squad is gone. Just let that sink in. The cute squad is gone. I'm going to remake the cute squad. I am going to remake the cute squad. Bye. I am going to remake the cute squad in its entirety. And we will have it back. The owner... Yeah, I already read that. Something in it touched me deeply when I first saw it, and sometimes when I think of my attraction to someone, I see it again. The connection, not shown directly, but through a symbol. Something delicate and barely visible. My attraction sometimes feels like that too, concealed but consuming. Holding my swimming shorts, I feel a great tiredness overcome me. I don't want to swim. I'm tired beyond any physical activity. I haven't slept enough for this. Rune? Yeah? I don't think I can swim. I'll just go and rest in the sauna. Oh, everything okay? Yeah, I'm just tired. It'd be nice to swim, but I feel even more tired just thinking of it. I get it, so catch you later. At supper, perhaps? Sure. Rune waves to me before heading to the pool. As he walks away, my eyes involuntarily follow his butt, framed by a cute tail and muscular legs. And I'm reminded of all the complicated feelings I'm feeling towards the stag. I admire him, I really do, but as I started to talk with him, I'm getting to know another side of him too. A more approachable one. Someone to befriend, not admire. Sauna. The wave of heat licks first at my nose, then at my fur. All wet from the shower, I breathe in slowly, letting the hot air fill my lungs. In and out. In. The feeling of familiarity overcomes me and my body relaxes, knots untying and strings coming undone. On light pause, I walk up to the window and sit down on the middle bench, towel underneath me. I keep the slow rhythm of breathing, counting in my head. A long inhale to the bottom of my lungs, and then an exhale, twice as long until I'm empty. My mind empties too. As I look outside at the forest, all the mountains behind it, their outline barely visible in the dusk, all the snow and clouds and birds fighting with the wind, my thoughts quiet and a serene glow takes their place. The sky pulls me in vast and open, and I'm no longer in the sauna. My mind wanders, traversing fjords and ridges, swimming down waterfalls. It's nice to just sit and do nothing. Not take out my phone and get immersed in the constant stream of content and entertainment, but cut myself free from all that and let my thoughts roam. I like boring lectures for the same reason, forced to sit in a hall for an hour and a half, bored and dreaming. I always leave them with a ton of new ideas and thoughts. Maybe I should look for more occasions to be bored. The door suddenly opens and someone else enters the sauna. Oh. Miko. Hey. Hello. Good to see him here, actually. I haven't seen him for most of today. I think we only said hello to each other at breakfast. Hatsune Miko. I'm glad. I feel comfortable around him. I'd get tense with some stranger around. Now it feels like we have the sauna for ourselves instead of me having to share it with someone. How was your day? Draping a towel over it first, Miko propped himself up on the top bench.
Quite good. I went to a record store and then Bjorn took me to a sort of art cafe that was nearby.
Art cafe, huh? What made it an art cafe exactly?
If I understood correctly, they hold concerts and poetry slams there. We'd have to wait until the evening for any of the events, though. In any case, it was truly a nice spot. I wouldn't mind going there again. Imagine paintings and posters everywhere on every wall, handwritten menus and notebooks, lots of corners and semi-private spaces.
Sounds nice, yeah.
How about you?
Quite nice too. Rune took me, Jorgen, and Lake to a tea house, and it was more fun than I thought it would be. The tea menu had like 60 pages. We ended up trying 4 different teas, and they were very different. Though the end of the day in town was rather unpleasant. After I went to the shore with Rune, someone ran into us, quite literally, and knocked Rune's phone into the sea. Actually, should I be telling him about it? Maybe. He's a close friend after all, and he knows the stag as well. I don't think Rune would mind. But it was beautiful at the shore at least. The sunset was stunning, the harbor too. I got some nice photos.
Poor Rune.
Yeah, he's not very happy.
What now? Did he get the money for a new phone?
No, well, it's complicated. I don't know what else to say. Maybe it was a bad idea after all because it's a conversational dead end. Maybe if I wasn't finished, I could laugh it off and move to a different topic. I wonder how different I would be if I was born in Portugal. Maybe I would be just the same. How much of myself is a product of a culture? How much of my upbringing? How much of it comes from some deep core of myself that would stay the same no matter where I grow up? Could I be someone different if I tried? Could I be someone different if I tried? I've only ever been myself. But I know others. I can put myself in their shoes. There are people I know closely. Maybe I won't ever reach the core of what it means to be them. Some all-encompassing epiphany. But I know them well enough to know how they function, what they feel, what they think about. But if I started to act like them, reason like them, wouldn't I still be me but wearing someone else's habits? Or would I change who I am this way, mold myself into something new? Maybe I could change personalities like gloves, depending on situations and people I meet with. I wish I could be someone different sometimes, that I could live my life and not care. Be like Arvo. Have my passions and pour my heart into them, but not feel like a total failure when anything goes wrong. He's so wholesome that I can't help but try my best to act like that around him too. To be the best version of myself. But why is everything falling through? How could I break down like that yesterday? What's going on with me? I need to control myself. I need to get better. I have to work more. Work harder. My muscles burn as I cut through the cold water like an arrow. That's good. This is what I need. I need to push myself harder and harder and harder. Then I can overcome anything. That is not good. How bright the moon is today, shining like a bright drone, like the sound of a cello bow dragging across a xylophone bar. An old friend. A song starts playing in my head. A stuttering synthesizer like a bird chirping. Digital wind conjuring images of castles long forgotten. Then organs playing 4 chords in repeat. Only 4, no more. A liminal hymn. How many nights have I spent listening to it? Lonely, cold nights without as much as a single light, other than the LCD display of my CD player. I feel the weight of these nights on me. I've never shaken them off. I was abandoned. Lying on the floor, hard wooden panels under my back, I listened to John and Balance list fantastic artifacts that seemed to hold some ancient purpose, searching for something that could bring you back to me. But you never answered. Why do we talk now, sitting opposite each other here in a foreign country in the middle of nowhere, reunited, once again together? I never expected it. I never wanted it either. But I kept thinking about it like a vinyl record skipping backwards. The same scenario repeating, like a nightmare attacking when I was least expecting it. But now that we're together again, where's my anger? A 4-chord loop, same pattern repeating over and over. This is where I find my comfort. But for how long has it been on? When is the time to get up, lift the needle, and leave? What are you thinking about?
Music.
Miko. He seems so distant, eyes gazing outside, somewhere beyond the horizon. Have I ever known him? A person I used to call my closest friend. I thought I did, but I no longer know. Maybe everything I thought about him was off. All I can do is guess. Guess and ask, but he doesn't have to tell me the truth. All we ever did was guess. We build our models of others, who they are, how they might feel, what they might be thinking. We change them all the time, sometimes shaping them closer to the person they represent, but sometimes our guesses are completely off. And yet, they're still just models. They're inside us, apart from the outside world. How do I break the wall between us and touch the true Miko, when I can't even think of anything to talk with him about? I think that's called depression. Cold water drips from my body, cooled down and refreshed. Life has been so weird lately. Despite the move to another country, not much has happened since my finals. I spent most of the summer at home, enjoying it while it lasted. But my daily trips to the lake seem so distant now, as if they happened in another life. Every hour of proper summer is as valuable as gold in Finland. We don't have that many of them each year, but this past summer was something else. Sunny and pleasant from June to August, the only one like that I've seen. Perfect for being lazy. But now, I got here and it seems like more has already happened during this camp than since the start of the academic year. They need to listen to some music only grows. I need something I could link this moment to. Some kind of a sonic backdrop for this place. The music Rune showed me yesterday was nice. Didn't he tell me the name of the artist? I can't remember. I should probably get going, and I can listen to some music in my room. Miko went straight to his room after that shower, but I'd rather rest here a bit before having to put on clothes again. Sometimes I wish going bare fur was socially acceptable. Oh, Arvo, hey! Hey, finished with the swimming pool? Yeah, I got enough with Gramp and had to leave. Oh, hell, while swimming? That's pretty dangerous. I had my fair share of Gramps in the pool already. I know how to deal with them. Rested a bit? Yeah, I'm better now. It's always nice to visit a sauna. With some luck, I'll make it to the evening without a nap, but I can't promise anything. A nap? What are you, 40? No, I'm sleepy. As much as I loved it, falling asleep with Rune snuggled into me was challenging. He doesn't snore, thankfully, but I'm not used to sleeping with someone else, and finding a comfortable position took me a while. I have a ton of photos from the whole trip to go through and tweak, and that's one tedious task. How does it work? What do you do with the photos? I check their framing, straighten them if needed, change the exposure, bring out the shadows, and tame the highlights, or sometimes the opposite, tweak the colors and sometimes add my own to the shades. Quite a lot and takes so much time. You know what the waiting time is for wedding photos? Up to 9 months. And it's not just because the photos just lie around and the photographers are too lazy to upload them. Developing photos takes a lot of time to do it right, and it changes so much. The door opened suddenly. I turn around to see who's entering. It's Travis. Alone. Oh, hey, guys! Are you dressing or undressing? Which would you prefer? I don't think I have a preference. But some company in the sauna would be nice if you're heading there. No, we're just leaving. Travis grins as if I just told a great joke. Something funny? Oh, no, I'm just in a great mood. Travis whistles as he walks up to a locker, stashing a small bag inside. Something happened? Yes! The beaming Tanuki, who is obviously waiting for the question, jumps with excitement. I got accepted to a student exchange in Japan. Oh, congrats. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Rune opens his snout, wild in absolute bewilderment, the implication of Travis's words reaching him finally. Results? The results are in already? Fane, my phone broke. I didn't get a notification. I gotta go. I have a laptop in my room. Are you coming? Sure, just let me put on my socks. I follow Rune down the corridor, barely able to keep up with his perky steps. Student exchange to Japan. How long did he say it was? A year? He's so excited for it. I should be happy for him. But I'm feeling such a heaviness inside instead. I don't want him to go, but I've seen how much he's excited for it, and I bet he'd be happy there. It's all beyond my control. I have no say in it. And why should I? I have to accept it, no matter how hard it feels. I just met him. We just got close, and now... What, we have 1 month before he's leaving? I've been lamenting on it once already, but only as an eventuality, and before we spent another night together, now it feels so close. As we reach the door to his room, I start saying goodbye to him in my mind already. Okay, I'm pulling down the sensor. Rune lets me in first and then closes the door behind us. Then he goes straight to his laptop and instead he's pacing back and forth across the room. Something wrong? Oh no, quite the contrary. This is a big moment. I'll tidy up a bit here first. He hesitates a bit before stepping up and pulling me into a hug. A close and gentle one, as if he was afraid of breaking me. It's a hug of happiness. Sharing emotions that can't be shared with words, snuggling back into him, my arms under his. I feel a bit of his happiness too. I have to try to be happy for him. This is what he wants. So with a smile on my snout, I snuggle him back closely. If he's happy, then I'm happy too. What music should I play? I don't know what would go well with opening emails. I'll check my last played songs. This should do. Hope you liked her. Yeah, oh, and I wanted to ask about the name of the track. Oh, and I'm making some tea. I have something special for the occasion. And he walks away to turn on the kettle. Didn't you want to see the email? Yeah, I can't wait for it, but I can't just casually open my laptop and check messages. I have to prepare myself for it. There are only 3 slots, but it's not a very popular program, and I can't think of many students with good grades enough to get accepted. I had no idea Travis was doing any sort of scientific work. I mean, this is a science camp after all, but still, my opinion of him went up by a mile. It'll be nice to go with him. He seems like a nice guy. Could have been much worse. I see. What kind of tea are you making? Something even more special than the ones in the tea house? They already were so fancy. I have my Shinsha Kabuse with me. It's the freshest, earliest kind of green tea, shaded for at least 10 days before harvesting. A bit like Gokuro, but this is even more intense. It'll be crazy cool to get fresh Shinsha in Japan in April the next year, just imagine. I wonder if I can try to source it directly from manufacturers. Maybe they have their own shops. So do you already know what you'll be doing there? Studying foremost, 2 semesters plus an internship during the summer. But I have so many other plans too. I want to climb Mount Fuji, ride a bullet train, and I can't wait to start having natto for breakfast. I think the water is ready. 60C is plenty enough for this tea. And Rune walks away to prepare the tea, his stubby tuft standing upright in very obvious excitement. Maybe he'd let me visit him during the summer. The flights are so expensive, but I'd get to visit Japan and get to see him again. An intense smell of tea fills the room, but it's quite unlike any tea I've drank before. I don't even know what it makes me think of. We're going to stop it for the ad when I break from the ads. We're just going to finish Rune's route tonight. Oh my god, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. Hang on, let me finish this first. Okay. No, fuck it. Okay. Bean cooking water? Broccoli? Oh, this is funky. This tea goes hard. Rune puts down a teapot and 2 cups on the desk, then pours the tea into both, yellow, greenish, and barely steaming. Okay, I think I'm ready. I nod and sit down at the desk on the other chair next to Rune. An internal conflict rages inside me. Half of me wants Rune to succeed and be happy. The other prays to any known gods that somehow he be rejected and stay here. I could be there for him and cheer him up. I see him tearing up a bit, deflecting in his seat, but I'm here, and I find the right words and pull him close. We move to the bed and he leans on me like yesterday. I know everything will be fine, and I repeat it to him again and again until he believes it too. It's a setback, but it's not the end of the world. He asks me to stay the night again, but this time, as I hold him, our snouts meet. But it's a fantasy. Here before my eyes, reality unfolds. Okay, let's see. Thank you for the sub! Oh, thank you! Thank you for the sub! Oh my god! Ah! Rune takes a sip of the tea before opening the browser, reminding me about mine too. Holding it up to my snout and take a small lick just to taste the tea. I don't have words for it. The taste is so intense that I feel it burning through my tongue. It doesn't taste of anything I can name though. It's not bitter, not sweet, more like ramen? Yeah, I think that's it. You're right, this is radical. I hope you like it. You look, there's an email. Indeed, the most recent one in the inbox is from some university body and bears the title Japan Student Exchange Program. The stag takes another sip before clicking, all stiff from excitement, almost trembling in his chair. My palms are sweaty from anticipation too. Different scenarios flash through my head, but I can't find much comfort in any of them. The email opens, filling the screen. The letters are small, smaller than on my machine, and I can't see well from this angle. Thankfully, Rune starts reading the message out loud himself. Dear student of University of Anslo. That's me! Thank you for applying to our exchange program. We have reviewed the research papers that you supplied with your application, and we were impressed with the quality of your work and your attention to detail, as well as with your general academic pursuits. This year, a record number of students applied to the program, and with the high caliber of applicants, the selection process was more strict. Unfortunately, we regret to inform you that your application was rejected. Oh, fuck. A mug in his paw, Rune stares at the screen blankly. His face betrays nothing, blank and still like a mask. Should I be happy? It's what I wanted, isn't it? Why the sinking feeling in my stomach, though, as if I was a brick thrown in the ocean, floating to the bottom slowly. We're only sitting at a laptop, but it feels like I'm watching an avalanche in slow motion. Rune. Rune? He doesn't react. Finally, he blinks, and then again, twice, and sets the mug down on the desk, dangerously close to the computer. Arvo? I gulp. There's a weird edge in his voice that I've never heard before, a threat of violence hidden inside. Yes? Can you leave me alone for a while? Please? Sure, just let me stand up with my mug, looking around but not really seeing anything. Did I leave any stuff here? No, it doesn't matter. I'll go, yeah, see you later. Supper, maybe? See you. Leave the room, and as soon as I step over the sill, the door closes behind me. Turn around looking at the large number 6 written on it. Is there anything I could do? I don't think so. No, Rune wanted to be alone. Best I could do is honor his wish. Only now it's notice that I'm still holding the teacup. Knocking on the door right now would not be a good idea, though. My God's Rune. Head full of worries, I turn away and start walking towards my room. Suddenly, from behind the wall, a cacophony pierces the silence. Loud thud and string snapping reverberates, followed by an angry, feral roar. I quicken my step, tea spilling from the cup. Arctic frost bites at my face. Incredible that some of our ancestors survived here and decided that, yes, this is a fantastic place to live. We should settle right here. Life back then must have been rough as hell, without heating and saunas, with barely any food for half of the year. It is beautiful here, especially in winter, but it's a deadly kind of beautiful. The wind and frost blow leaves off of the trees, cover the ground with snow and ice, freeze the lakes, sap the warmth from limbs. A verse from a traditional Icelandic song comes to mind. Beautiful are these fjords. When winter sets in, I don't know a worse place in the world. People and animals then die. Winter is the time of death and stillness, but maybe in spite of it, I feel more alive than ever. The landscape of my heart is full and brimming. But the thud of the door to Rune's room and the terrible cacophony of a guitar being smashed resound in my head, bouncing off the inside of my skull. I hope the deer is okay. There's someone standing at the edge of the forest. Under that jacket and the dark hair usually tidy now blown in disarray and sprinkled with snow. My paws carry me forward almost by themselves, pulled by curiosity. Miko?
Arvo?
There's so many emotions he arises in me, so much past between us. Like a knot tied tightly, impossible to untangle. It sits on the thread of our friendship, weighing it down. But I need someone to talk to. I don't want to be alone this cold evening. Hi, went out for a walk?
Yes, it's a nice afternoon. I thought I could take my groove box with me and go compose something outside again.
Can I go with you? I don't feel like staying inside. He looks to the side, paws closed and pressed to his jacket, wind blowing his hair into disarray. Maybe he wants to be alone, or maybe he doesn't want to go with me. He seems to be thinking hard about it before answering me.
You can. It might be nice to spend some time together. I thought about walking up one of the hills here. We might have a nice view from the top.
A view would be nice. Maybe I could even get some nice photos, though with this little light, I doubt it. Anything to get my mind off the stag sitting alone in his room, furious. I'm in. Absolute bleakness. I'm swimming in darkness, black tar pouring from the ceiling. There is no color, no light, no warmth. My songs, all the sketches I've recorded, I barely remember any of them. I never bothered to write them down. There's no way I can recreate them. Months of my work all lost. I won't go on any exchange. I'm not good enough. Why am I never good enough? I'm not even good enough to be put on the main team. I would be their youngest player on the court, but once again, I'm on the bench. I try my best. Why is it never enough? And now the broken guitar, and it's only on me. I'm lying in bed, and the wooden ceiling above me feels like a lid of a coffin. I'm lying in bed, my paws on my chest, feeling it rise and fall. I'm lying in bed, legs straight, hooves dangling from the edge, and I feel like running. I'm lying in bed, heart beating fast, and I can't calm it down. I'm lying in bed and feel like I'm sinking. I'd rather feel nothing than this. We walk through the trees, branches blocking the moon, its round face peeking through in full, only every few steps. The air seems thick, saturated with fog and darkness, growing denser with every step. So heavy is the atmosphere in a forest at night. Everything around us is brimming with life but feels hostile. We don't belong here. The creaking of branches and shapes moving in the darkness all tell us that we're intruders, stepping on land that isn't ours. But side by side our shoulders rub together. We press forward, following the barely visible path like a promise of safe passage.
Doesn't this remind you of something?
It does. My heart is brimming. We're going deeper and deeper into the night, deeper into the past. The wall between us cracks and shatters just like that. The present and the past join, and we're kids again. The same two who spent their whole days together, running through the forest, swimming in lakes, listening to music in my house, cuddling together in one bed. Funny how things end and become the past, something that was but isn't. I didn't want our friendship to end, even if it was me who left you behind. I think I was the happiest back then, you know, but I wasn't. Something changed and I felt like I needed to run away. Shouldn't life get only better? Aren't we building something each alone and all together? Why couldn't this happiness carry on?
I think we're getting there.
Alone. That's what I am. Alone my whole life. Everything I hold in my paws crumbles. I try my hardest. Why is it never enough? Why am I never enough? I don't even know where I want to be or who I am. I'm pulled apart in so many directions, spread thin across contradictory versions of myself. Defeated. I feel defeated. One by one, the ropes snap and I fall to the ground. I don't want anyone to see me defeated. I cannot be weak. It's so humiliating, and Arvo has seen me like that. How can I ever look him in the eye again? I think of the look in his eyes and sink deeper. I think it's time. What do I have to lose anyway? It's like a reset button. That's what he said. It sounds like what I need. My paws shake as I stand up from the bed. Still battle with my thoughts standing at the desk. Inner pocket of my backpack, inside a pack of wet wipes hidden at the very bottom. I sit down on the floor and open the zipper. 3 years.
And it feels like a lifetime. Did you think about me in the meanwhile?
Occasionally. I missed you, of course, but as the months passed, your image grew more and more blurry, fading into the past. And the past isn't reality. The past is a sea of memories tinted with emotions, selected and twisted. It's unreliable. It always looks better than it actually was. You?
A lot. Not every day, but often. It was hard not to. The time we spent together was the happiest I've ever been. It was a blueprint for all the future friendships I've had. I rehearsed them all with you first.
Yeah, I can say the same. How stupid I was to leave you behind. I can barely imagine that now. A total kid, confused and scared. Afraid of rejection, afraid of himself. I didn't mean any harm, I was just selfish. Thought of myself only and never considered how it would make you feel. That's even worse, perhaps. I was a shitty friend. I needed way too much time to understand that my actions affect others too. That we don't live our lives alone. I'm sorry that I abandoned you and ran away. I don't expect you to forgive me, but I am happy that I can be here with you now. The howling wind is the only response to my words. But then the wolf leans on my shoulder with a sigh.
I am too.
I lean on the windowsill, snout pressed to the cold glass. My breaths leave the foil of moisture on the surface, spreading apart from the point my nose meets the pane. It's cold. So cold, but it can't be. I know this. This is a triple pane window, but it is, and it makes me want to laugh. Funny. Did I finally snap? I don't care about anything anymore. Cold glass, warm paws, antlers scraping against the wood. Cold wood, glass, fur, bone. My flesh melts into them, boundaries dissolving. Something's changing. Rune, I'm going to beat your ass!
Oh, I know this look. Eyeing the food already.
You know I'm hungry. When did we eat? 3 hours ago?
I know you're always hungry.
Hey, I know much bigger foodies than I. It's you who's oddly unconcerned with what you eat. Incredible how the atmosphere between us cleared. Feels almost like having the old me go back. Still, I can't enjoy it as much as I normally would. When I so much as blink, Rune's face reading the email appears before my eyes again. Thought I'd see him here, but I scan the room quickly, and the only antlers I see in the crowd definitely aren't his. My unease turns from a bad feeling at the back of my head to an overwhelming worry. He's likely still in his room. Maybe he'll come later for the film? I don't know him well enough to say. But the look in his eyes when he was asking me to leave, it was scary.
Everything alright?
Yeah, well, no. I hoped I'd see Rune here. I'm a bit worried, but it's a long story. Miko nods only. He luckily knows when not to press.
Maybe he'll get here soon. Supper just started.
I hope so. How about you find us a good spot and I'll bring us food?
Sure.
I leave Miko and cross the room to the table with food. What are we getting today? Looks like rye sandwiches, beetroot, horseradish, and rocket on thin slices of bread, plus a small slice of pie with what looks like cashew cream topped with a layer of cooked fruits. The little wolf might be right. Even though I don't eat that much, I am still a total foodie. But right now, it's not food that is on my mind. Scary how worry kills my whole appetite. With a sigh, I grab us 2 plates and 2 water bottles, then turn around to look for the wolf in the small crowd occupying the floor. And there he is, sitting near the back of the room with Travis, the Tanuki finishing his meal already. Arvo, hello! Hey, how's the food? Good! The cake is fantastic today! He swallows the last bite of it, a wide smile on his face. I was just telling Miko about traditional Japanese street food. I can't wait to go and round and try yakinori at night. I nod, not really in the mood for conversation, nor for food. Why the long face? You look like something's eating you. It's supper. You should be the one eating. It's weird listening about Japan right now. You know that Rune also applied to the program. He just got a rejection letter.
Oh, I didn't know.
I know, yes. I got another email with instructions and names of other people that got in. The program is super selective. I think it's the hardest out of the exchange programs at our university to get into. They have a preference for students with some Japanese language knowledge, and I know I would have never gotten in if I wasn't fairly proficient already. It's sad. I'd have loved to go with him. He seemed like an interesting person. Did you talk with him? No, I haven't seen him since the sauna. Besides, might take it the wrong way. I got in after all. I wouldn't want to rub it in his face. Maybe he'll have better luck next year? It's open for all years if I remember right. Maybe. Take a bite of the sandwich mindlessly, not really in the mood to discuss it. Maybe I shouldn't worry so much. Rune likely just needs some time and I'll talk with him later today. I'll only sit and worry all evening if I don't stop now. Still, it would be nice to know that the deer is okay. Leaving him alone now feels wrong. Send him a quick message asking him how he's feeling and if he'll come for the film. Putting the phone along with my worries back in my pocket. The empty plates lie beside us on the floor in a stack, with a swarm of voices around us growing louder as the students finish eating and the time for the film is approaching. Rune still isn't here. I check my phone for maybe the 30th time. No new messages. Feel like I should do something. I won't be able to focus on the film anyway. Hey, I have to go do something quickly. I'll try to come back for the film.
Going to check up on Rune?
Yeah, I feel like I should.
Good luck. I'll save you a spot.
I stand up and start making my way towards the door, but then I notice Devin waving me to grab my attention. Arvo, have you seen Rune maybe? A while ago. I was just about to go to his room. I tried looking for him there, but I don't think he was inside. Nobody answered when I knocked. Oh, I hoped I'd find him there. He didn't reply to my messages. Mine neither. Well, I have to stay here and play the movie. If you find him, maybe tell him a word of encouragement. He might not be in a good mood. Oh, you know about the exchange program? Yes, I talked with Travis. So, you've met with him after the email? I was with him while he was reading it. How did he take it? Well, he asked me to leave the room. And smashed his guitar, but I think it's better to admit that. Not good. I was afraid he'd start beating himself up over this. In any case, if you see him, tell him he can come over to talk if he needs to. Will do, coach. My steps, mostly muffled by the thick carpet, echo in the quiet corridor. Each dull thud feels wrong, like I'm disturbing something. The door to Rune's room is just ahead of me. Approaching it, I feel like an intruder. I mean, he threw me out himself just an hour ago. I don't even know if he's inside, though, and it's been more than an hour. Even with how furious he seemed, I hope he calmed down. My body shivers as I knock, then brace myself. There's no response. At least for a few seconds. Then I hear some movement inside, so I knock again, this time very gently, more of a tap and call out loud. Rune. The door opens slightly. Half of the deer peeking from behind it. His hair is disheveled and eyes bloodshot. Such a sorry view, like a bucket of cold water in my head, washing away the hope that the deer dealt with the outburst. Hey. I thought I'd come by and see how you're doing. But now that I see him, the answer seems obvious. Rune looks around the corridor. There's something unnerved about him. A certain look in his eyes as they dart left and right repeatedly. Can you come in? I think I need some help. I nod. The panicked note in his voice makes me think it's better to act first and ask questions later. It's dark in his room with just a bedside lamp on. The guitar lies next to the desk, her neck broken and strings coiled on the ground like snakes. It looks like a shipwreck, similarly useless. It's stuffy inside, and the first thing I do when I enter is go over to the window to open it, first looking back at Rune for permission. No! You're letting cold air! You're feeling cold? It's warm here, easily warm enough for me. Maybe Rune has a fever? With the window open, yes, and in general, too. He's shivering. Are you feeling alright? You don't look good. Maybe you caught the flu in town? No, He's not just shivering, he's panicking. Arvo, can I ask you not to tell anyone? And especially not Devin. Sure, but about what? He looks down, his voice taking on a pleading tone. I might have taken magic mushrooms. I do not know what to say to that. On one hand, it's don't do drugs, but on the other hand, at least he isn't self-harming. It's like, on one hand, don't do drugs, but on the other hand, at least he isn't self-harming. It's like, I don't know how to feel about this. How do you all feel about this? I don't know how to feel about this. You mean the psychedelic ones and, like, now? Yes. I know next to nothing about them. How can I help him? Meanwhile, Rune looks at me expectantly. I doubt bombarding him with questions now is a good idea, but I need to know what's wrong exactly. Do you need any help with anything? Things are bad! I don't know what's happening, but there's a lot going on. It's not that the walls are moving or something like that, but I feel very odd. I think I'm afraid, but I can't even tell for sure. Everything seems a bit alien and just too much. I think I need a distraction. The student exchange, I keep sitting at the laptop and rereading the email. Definitely don't do that. No. Can I turn off the laptop? Yes, please. I tried to, but I couldn't. And could you play some music? I think I'm hallucinating sounds, and it's unnerving. Sure. I don't know, but the speaker on the desk is on. It should be ready to bear. And can you play some Boards of Canada? They're pretty, Sure. Find it easily, and the pairing goes smoothly. I open Stripify and find the band switching to the album view. Feeding Rune a berry with the other paw. Which of their albums? I don't know. I found that so funny. I don't know why. I find this line specifically, so funny. I shouldn't. But I do. I'm so sorry. Like, just that. I open Stripify and find the band switching to album view, feeding Rune a berry with the other paw. Where did he get the berry? Where did he get it? My god. Which of their albums? I don't remember what albums they have, just anything. So I click on their second most popular track and put the phone down next to the speaker. I don't know their music at all, but I remember that Miko was also a huge fan. I think I played a song or two, but I never got into them. The track starts gently, but sounds comforting. I think I get why this is the music he thought of while tripping on psychedelics. Is this fine? Yes, thank you! Then I turn towards the laptop. It's on. Association Puffin opened on the browser. This isn't an email inbox. Small pixelated puffins run around the screen in some kind of winter lounge on a snowy hill. I put the laptop to sleep and close the lid. That's one less concern. I turn towards Rune, who's standing at the window and staring at the wooden windowsill intently. At least he redirects his attention easily. What do you see there? Worlds. There are fields and forests and power lines and rocks. And insects walking between them with huge chidden limbs and so many eyes. It's pulling me in! This... It's so funny, but fucked up at the same time. This can't be good. No, I think he's bad tripping. I've read about this before. I just didn't pay much attention. I rattle my memory searching for anything that could be useful now. Rune? Hey, Rune, look at me. Rune, you're in your room at the science camp. You're tripping on mushrooms. There's nothing wrong going on. I know, but it's not helping much. My life is crumbling. Everything I've put so much work into, nothing went right. I think about anything else, but I can't. He straightens up, shaking his paws, a puzzled look on his face. My fingers have so many joints.
Ready? Go.
That caught me off guard. That caught me off guard. My fingers have so many joints, like 7 each at least. Larvo, I think I need to lie down. Oh! It was the music that killed me. This is why you don't do drugs, kids. They'll fuck you up. Fucker ain't high, he's in orbit. Fucker has his own planetary orbit now. That is how high he is. The stag flops onto the bed heavily, his eyes wide open and staring at the ceiling. Can I do something? Can you stay, please? Things are a bit less scary when I'm not alone here. And I have blueberries on the desk. Can you pass me? That's how he got the Oh my... Hang on. I have to draw something. Let me pull up Paint. Let me pull up MS Paint. So that way you can see exactly what I thought of whenever Arvo fed Rune a berry. I gotta turn on my display capture. Ah, fuck. Hang on. Just move that up and display capture. Right there. Okay. So, this is what I pictured. Sorry for the flashbang. Where's my fucking cursor? Oh, there it is. Okay. So, I pictured something like this. Let me find the tool brush. So we got Arvo with his hand out. And there's a blueberry on there. Pretend that's a blueberry. And then you just have Rune. I don't know why, but I imagined Rune as a horse. But I'm gonna give him like a... Wait, no. I gotta redo this. As a horse, I know. I'm a terrible person. Gonna do his little, ears. Do his little ears, and, let me pull up Rune real quick. Okay. Now I know how to do his face. It's like, let me go ahead and do his nose, and then his... That is not at all what I was thinking. Hang on, let me redraw this. So we have his hand here. Pretend that's a hand. I'm gonna put little fingers right there. This is so scuffed. And you have a blueberry right here. The coveted blueberry. And then you have Rune. Just like... And then you have Rune just like... There we go. There we go. Art. I can't... I refuse to believe I'm the only person who didn't think of this. Save this. Downloads folder right there. Untitled. And let's get back to the story. I could laugh about that all day. Can you pass me them? I nod and fetch him the half-full cardboard package. Thank you! He puts the whole package on his chest and looks at it with full focus, finally grabbing one berry and popping it into his snout. Oh. It's so good! And the taste has an echo! I'm not speaking too much, am I? I feel like I'm speaking all the time. No, not really. Not more than usual. I don't think I can eat these. I don't have the coordination. My paws feel odd. Like, I can feel my bones, and it's a bit unnerving. I can help you, I guess. I sit down next to him on the bed, careful not to touch him. I don't know if he'd like that. Remember that psychedelics can make different sensations unpleasant, or the opposite, but I don't want to risk it. I mean, can I? Go ahead. I take one of the berries and put it to Rune's snout. He gently grabs the berry with his lips and bites through it. You know what? I'm gonna do this. Just for this, I'm gonna do this. Rotate 180 degrees.
Ready? Go.
Wrong one. Form, reset, transform. Select game capture. Transform, rotate 180 degrees. There we go. I take one of the berries and put it to Rune's snout. He gently grabs the berry with his lips and bites through it. So good. He lies down sideways, resting his head on my knees. I hesitate for a moment, but he seems relaxed and pleased, so I take another berry and paw feed him. It should feel awkward, but Rune seems so happy and comfortable that it doesn't. My drawing has become a reality, it has. It feels surreal, though. Just an hour ago, I was scared shitless for the stag. I would never ever guess I'd sit in his room with his head on my lap, paw feeding him blueberries now. I think he's finally relaxed, his breath slow and effortless. Yeah, let's go back to normal. Form, reset, transform. Fuck. How many game captures do I have? Shit. We're gonna keep that one. Double the Arvo. I accidentally doubled the Arvo. Oh, Devin asked me to tell you that you can come over to him if you need to talk. The deer doesn't reply. I'm not sure if he can even process the idea now. How are you feeling? His pupils are the size of a 10 kroner coin each, but there's a ghost of a smile on his face and is now calm-faced. Good, fantastic even. Rune lifts my paw and observes it closely. I slowly lower it and touch the tip of his snout with the paw pad. He shivers under my touch but then smiles. Thanks. Ooh, this is intense. What is? Touch. My sense of touch is magnified like 1,000-fold in the music. He has closed his eyes. Rune, this stag has some mad ideas. I wish he could have talked with me instead, or at least give me a heads up that he's planning on doing something like this. He really doesn't know how to ask for help, does he? Reach out and touch the side of his snout gently, soft fur like velvet under my paw pads. The deer I have so many feelings for, and despite the context, I'm happy I can be here with him now. He rumbles quietly, snout nuzzling at my paw pads, and my heart beats faster. I look at him, studying his face covered with short fur, brows furrowed slightly. Snout short and stout, but elegant with its 2 white stripes along its width. And as he lies here with his head on my lap and his yellow t-shirt soaked with sweat, I see him as he is. High as hell. Vulnerable and flawed, just like an animal like me. I look out the window and surely the moon flickers gently on the night sky. Wait, what? What the fuck just happened? I'm a forest of limbs and feelings. I'm made of contradictions. I contain multitudes. I bend like a flame flickering. I'm burning to the very core. What is this place I've found myself in, this alternate world, this free falling? And what is this feeling, intense and clear? Is this joy? It's pure, like light filtered through stained glass in a cathedral. Like water in a mountain stream, cold and refreshing. It's like spring, like blossoming. It's a movement upwards towards the sun, growing taller and taller among the grass. I lie down in the stream and let it carry my weightless body. Music, funny. Maybe the stream is the music. Music. It's flowing through me, purple, blue, orange. What does the word mean? What does the word mean? I gasp, my whole body twisting sideways in a smooth movement. Something's changing. Where am I going? Echoes of memories, echoes of words. They come to me, surface in my mind, but I can't grasp them. Words are getting away from me. Out of my grasp. Music. 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 I repeat the word, chewing on it, tasting it, examining the texture and color dripping from the spongy flesh. Mantra. Words that shield from evil. But why are the endings unconnected? Loose ends. Stranded meanings. Repetition. Things repeat in regular intervals, spiraling closer together, zooming out. Thoughts turn into landscapes. Landscapes turn into worlds, deeper into the patterns until the meanings emerge. Who am I? I'm Rune, a 23-year-old deer, Norwegian, a student. I'm a person with my own feelings and achievements and character. I'm a body with physical boundaries, limbs and organs, blood and bones. I'm a consciousness, ephemeral and immaterial, trapped in this corporeal world. I'm a vessel for my DNA to recombine, replicate, and survive. It's knowledge I cling to with my whole self. I chew every word with care, run my thoughts along their edges. I become the words. I make sure I'm still familiar with them. I'm Rune, a 23-year-old deer, Norwegian, a student. All of this means something, but the whys slip away from me like a tide washing away the letters. Echoes of echoes, echoes of echoes. They come to me, surface in my mind, but I can't grasp them. I'm in freefall. How long have I been here? Arvo, can you imagine time? Funny, there is no time. Of course, it never has been. I can't explain it to anyone. How could I? I don't understand it myself. Time. How can there be music if there's no time? I inhabit the music. The music is space and I'm inside it, deeper into the patterns. Arvo, this is... Should I turn the music off? Arvo. Arvo, I want to live so many lives. There's so much to see and do. How unfair is it that we're just only given one life in this vast world? I want to live in all the cities. I want to learn all the languages. I want to play all the sports and know all the cultures. I want to climb every mountain and walk down every canyon. I want to read all the books, listen to every album, know all the bands, small and local, big and popular. I want to read in all the alphabets and bugadas and abhads. Know every architectural style, every cuisine and dish. I want to sail across the world, and I want to make my home in every country. I want to learn to grow plants, construct tables, design chipsets. I want to learn how to draw and paint and make films and write stories and novels and take photos. One life for everything we wish to do. One life for everything we can ever achieve. If it's a joke, then it's an infinitely cruel one. How could this ever be enough? Arvo. I'm lying on your lap. My eyes are closed, but I see you so clearly. Everything got so much calmer since you came here and took care of me, and such a weird feeling being taken care of. Being helped. I'm not the one to ask for help. I can deal with my problems alone. But being here with you is so much nicer than sitting alone. I don't want you to see me being weak. I'm not weak. I don't want you to think less of me. Why does leaning on you, feeling your touch, hearing your encouragement feel so good? Who are you to me? Why am I letting you see the sides of me I've never shown to anybody? Your paw at the edge of my snout, I feel a jolt of electricity with every move of your paw pad along my fur. I was running my whole life non-stop. This is the first time I'm standing still outside of time. I'm not running anywhere. I'm not thinking of the future. There's only here and there. There's no time. Only this falling, this music, this stream, and your paw in my face that I want to nuzzle into. Should I turn the music off? No. No. The shapes bend right. I'm shrinking into myself. The sentence burns in my mind, and I want to open my eyes and write it down somewhere. Some doors close, some open. I'm shot into the night. I can't remain here. Flames flicker when I open my eyes. Everything on fire. Everything on fire! Everything on fire! Everything on fire! Rune. Everything alright? I see Arvo, but his fur is a sea, undulating, and I sink into it. And it's a plain. It's a forest. Tall trees bending in the wind. Branches like waves. I'm in the forest, primal and welcoming. I'm in the forest, traveling. I'm in the forest to find myself. This is where I should be. Echoes of echoes, echoes of echoes of echoes.
I'm sorry, what the fuck?
Surface in my mind, but I can't grasp them. There were meanings there once, but now they're gone and everything is just an echo of itself. Everything is reduced to symbols. I'm a kid running through the forest with a taste of apple on my tongue. I'm curious, I'm bright-eyed, I'm all around, and this joy, it flows through me and it permeates the air. Branches bend under my fingers and then join, and then I am the tree, and I am the frozen earth in which it grows, and I am the mycelium that grows around the roots, sleeping, and I am the beetles and ants, acorns and mud, and everything is alive, and I am everything. I gather all that I am and count the parts, naming them one by one. I am my body. I am my dreams, and I am my wants. I am my past. I am my achievements and my words. I am the voice in my head. I am that which observes. I am that which exists. A singular core. I want everything. I want to be admired. I want to be someone. I want my life to count. The questions lead nowhere. They're a loop. I can't see the way out. The answers fall out of my grasp. I can't hold anything. I fall into worlds of self-doubt. A lifetime of being one person. How can I be content with that when there's a multitude of me unrealized? Rune, the basketball player. Rune, the scientist. Rune, the painter. Rune, the guitar player. Rune, the touring musician. Rune, the music producer. Rune, the poet. Rune, the historian. Rune, the traveler. Rune, the radio host. Rune, the writer. I'm a forest of limbs and feelings. I'm made of contradictions. Who am I doing this for? Do I want to be someone for myself, or do I want to be someone in others' eyes? How can I know if I set my goals somewhere and followed it blindly, forgetting the reasons? As the doubt takes roots, it plants itself into my heart and travels through my veins like poison. Can I ever be enough? Do I deserve anything? What has led me here? The question is overwhelming, a problem to solve. A giant plane opened up inside me. I sink into it, and it's a space I inhabit, and it's all I am at the moment. A search for the answer inside. What has led me here? I've taken shrooms. Why? I'm not sure why anymore. The answer eludes me. But I need to know. My thoughts loop. I'm stuck in a cage and I can't get out of it. I remember I wanted to try them. Yes, I was always curious. So many musicians I liked took psychedelics. Whole era associated with them. I wanted to try that too. I wanted to be a part. I wanted to see what they've seen. There is more, but it slips out of my grasp. I dive after it, sailing across folding thoughts, metallic folded plates that shine with the rainbow's light. I sail across folding thoughts and they shine, and in the shine I'm lost. I was not ready for this. I was not ready for this, but could I ever be? There was more. When I was buying them, the cat said that they're like a reset button and it stuck with me. I wanted a reset. I think I don't like my life. I feel like the world is ending and I've done nothing but work, yet I'm disappearing. If I die now, what would my life be? Only a struggle to get things done in this desperate search for any meaning? I don't like what I've become. I never got what I wanted. Even when I tried my hardest, even when focused on helping others, I never felt any satisfaction. I see it clear now. I wasn't doing anything for others. I always sought validation and admiration, but no amount of it is ever enough. I'm a vain person. Others were mirrors for me to admire myself in. I'm an empty well, a black hole. Black. It's like a drop of ink spreading from the center, turning all the thoughts pitch black. Black. I am a bird drowning in black tar. I sit on the shore and I cry, and my tears are black too. Black. How do I process this emotion, this overwhelming bleakness, too great to grasp? All the hopes that has ever been in this world, all of it is gone as if someone plugged the drain. I can't even look around for a way out. This is my life. Before I can get up, before I can move forward, I lament my downfall. What have I done wrong? How did I get here, to this point? Why did I let my life become this? Because if this is my life, if this is all there is, what is the point of going on? I cling to the trees for comfort. I'm just a lost kid. How am I supposed to deal with this? I was not ready for this. I was not ready for this. Black. Black all around. Arvo, help. What do you need? I long for days long and simple. For long summer nights spent before a record player laughing. I long for campfires and cuddles. I long for rest and I long for having no worries. I long for you next to me without expectations or shame. I want to know that we have all the time we want and that we are safe in this world. I have no age. Everything that has existed forever. I'm bones wrapped in a sack of meat. I'm a voice speaking inside that observes itself. You're Rune. Languages dissolves. I push deeper and there are no words to describe what I see. The shapes move in geometric patterns. Metallic panels unfold, a glowing symbol on each. They speak to me things I can't understand. I'm standing at the edge of the world, and if I go further, I don't know how I'll find my way back. I can't avert my eyes. No, this isn't right. I don't see with my eyes. This is beyond the world I know. But this is real. This is more than anything I've seen before. I sink deeper. Should we just leave off here tonight? Because it is late. And if we finish Rune's route tomorrow, then we'll also start the next route. Should we just do that? Because I'm tired. And I don't want to do another 4-hour stream. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna leave off here tonight. Yeah. Just give me a minute. My back. My back hurts. Stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.